A major diplomatic row is breaking out over asylum seekers who travel from France to Britain and on to Ireland. The Irish government believes that Britain's plans to send asylum seekers to Rwanda has led to an increase in the number of people crossing the border from Northern Ireland to the Republic. So it has announced emergency legislation to send them back. But tonight, the British government has responded by saying it won't accept any returnees from Ireland until the EU accepts that Britain can also send asylum seekers back to France. Our political correspondent Carl Dinnan reports.
Could the Rwanda plan already be having an effect, not on asylum seekers crossing the Channel from France, the intended target, but on asylum seekers who are now moving out of the UK into Ireland? There has certainly been an increase in the numbers doing that, and today the Taoiseach suggested Ireland did not want to bear the brunt of British policies.
Every country is entitled to have its own migration policy, but I certainly don't intend to allow anybody else's migration policy affect the integrity of our own one. And this country will not in any way, shape or form provide a loophole for anybody else's migration challenges. That's very clear. Other countries can decide how they wish to advance migration. From an Irish perspective, we intend to have a firm rules-based system.
He says he wants a returns agreement with the UK, but tonight a government source here hit out saying we won't accept any asylum returns from the EU via Ireland until the EU accepts that we can send them back to France. The Irish Justice Minister is due to meet the Home Secretary in London tomorrow, although her most recent comments on the issue were hardly emollient.
The UK government, in choosing Brexit, chose to go it alone on migration. What they've actually seen since then is an increase in people seeking asylum in their country. Their policies are their policies.
So far this year, Ireland has had nearly 7,000 asylum applications, an 87% increase. The Irish believe 91% of those people have crossed the border from Northern Ireland. They've become a much more visible presence, and after Ireland's Deputy Prime Minister suggested Rwanda might be having an effect, Rishi Sunak agreed.
The deterrent is, according to your comment, already having an impact because people are worried about coming here, and that demonstrates exactly what I'm saying.
Claire says no! Claire says no!
Ireland has seen increasing protests by groups opposed to refugees in their areas. This was a demonstration against a site for Ukrainian refugees. But there have also been arson attacks on asylum seeker accommodation and even riots in Dublin sparked by false rumours about asylum seekers. So the Irish government is under pressure to act.
So where does this row go from here, Carl?
Well, it goes into a difficult meeting, I think, tomorrow between the Irish Justice Minister and James Cleverly, the Home Secretary here. From the British point of view, we're effectively talking about asylum seekers, many of whom will have come from the EU, simply going back into the EU by another route. And the government obviously is quite keen for that to happen in many ways. But for the Irish, they will feel much more exposed to this problem because of the common travel area, the effective lack of any border and any immigration controls whatsoever between the UK and Ireland, which means that those asylum seekers can freely move into Ireland. So it's quite hard to see how all this is going to pan out, but certainly the mood music around it is getting quite tense. Both governments are potentially facing general elections in the next 9 months or so. The Irish one could come a bit later. And just before he became Taoiseach, Simon Harris actually told me that all Irish parties were now going to have much tougher immigration policies than they had ever had before. So he is also a man under pressure on this.
OK, Carl, many thanks.